the newest tool in the shift to renewable energy. The state government today announcing its first virtual power plant, designed to help keep prices down and the lights on.
Oh, wait till you hear how this scam works and who the beneficiaries are. Oh, by the way, it's not you. And he says, the lights on and prices down. Well, who's that for exactly?
As coal-fired power stations wind down, a new era powered by a cloud of online information is switching on.
Coal-fired power stations wind down, a new era, i.e. blackouts, the opposite of lights on and prices down. And she uses the word very carefully, powered by, so it's some kind of power generator, but it's not. It's just powered by online information, which isn't exactly a power plant.
The government launching their first large-scale virtual power plant today.
Oh, no, I stand corrected. Online information is a virtual power plant. So it's going to provide virtual electricity, i.e. nothing, but it's replacing coal-fired power stations.
Run through private company NLX.
Oh, the government is launching it, but it's going to be run by a private company. So between the launcher and the operator, who's paying for this? Maybe somebody else.
Who coordinate 21 businesses across 108 sites.
So now coordinate, not sure what that means right at this point in time, 21 businesses with 108 sites. Well, they're big businesses if they've got multiple sites.
To reduce or shift their energy use.
Well, they've got a pretty detailed graphic there, but I can't work out how NLX is going to reduce or shift power. How are they doing it? The energy companies, they're in control of that, either coal-fired or renewables, but they haven't mentioned any of that. So how's NLX going to second part of the grid, substation, whatever, to shift the power?
For short periods when there is a surge in demand on the grid during cold snaps and heat waves.
Oh, it's only for short periods, though, when there's cold snaps or heat waves. The thermometers, they really add to the graphic. No power station there, though. Oh, the virtual power plant. Sorry about that. Yeah, there is one.
This will help keep prices down and the lights on.
Well, how? How's it going to keep prices down? Oh, they've changed the graphic. They've now got a dollar sign with a light there and a down symbol and the light's on. So what they're actually saying is that the lights are going to go out as we transition without this virtual power plant, which is just online information. And also of note is they haven't told exactly who the lights are going to stay on for and the power prices to go down. They're implying that it's for the whole grid, but they've only mentioned 21 businesses. Are they the only ones that are going to get benefit from this?
On those very hot days when the coal-fired power plants are broken down.
Now, she didn't say for cold snaps and heat waves. She said when coal-fired power plants fail, well, they've been operating successfully for decades and we've had virtually uninterrupted power. So we have this politician who's apparently the energy minister. I'm not sure of her qualifications, but from what she's saying, I doubt she knows what even an electron is.
This is exactly what we need.
Visy Recycling Mill in Smithfield.
So Visy Recycling at Smithfield, well, that's one business. There's still 20 others. All right, what's going on over here at Visy? There's a politician there.
One of the large factories that has signed up.
So why would they sign up? Apparently NLX is going to shift or reduce the power you've got using online information with no description of how it's going to happen.
Businesses like this one will get paid.
They're going to get paid? For doing what? And who's paying it? Where's the money coming from?
By NLX to be involved.
Well, NLX is paying them. Well, how are they going to get their return? They're a business.
The government is also underwriting the program.
Oh, there you have it. Underwriting means the government, or New South Wales residents, through the government, are going to be loaded up with more debt to pay for this stink show. Well, here's the NLX guy. He's going to apparently give some clarity.
Businesses get paid as any generator would on the electricity grid.
So Carl, he's claiming now that NLX is a generator because he's got online information. They call it a virtual power plant.
And the difference here is that this money's coming back and being reinvested in local businesses.
Oh, well, there's actually two differences. One is you're not generating anything. And he calls donating public money, gifting it, transferring public wealth to Visy and apparently 20 other businesses. Well, that's reinvesting it in the community.
3 more virtual plants are due to be plugged in ahead of summer.
They show this vision as if this is a virtual power plant. Now, they've already told you what it is. It's online information. This isn't it. 3 more of these schemes are coming online. So presumably there's probably at least 21 or maybe more. So up to 84 businesses with, 400 or 500 sites?
Collectively freeing up enough electricity to power more than 30,000 homes.
So why doesn't the government just give NLX money to run a virtual power plant for the homes? Just start paying people instead of businesses. Now, the people get the opposite. They get a tariff. Prices go up for us to try and disincentivise us from, turning our heaters on in the middle of winter.
All of them are on a trajectory in the next 15 years to close. So we're in the race to replace it with renewable energy, stabilise the grid on the way through and manage a really careful exit of coal-fired power.
So managing it for businesses. So obviously prices are going to continue to skyrocket during the transition. Can you believe that Australia, with all of its coal deposit gas reserves, energy everywhere, we're number 9 for household electricity prices. That's household electricity prices, not business. So to try and hide the fact that it's just an outright subsidisation of the power prices for businesses, they get Treasury Corp to load up debt to New South Wales residents, give the funds to climate and energy, they give it to NLX, and then it gets to Visy eventually. It's a bit convoluted. They couldn't just write them a cheque each month. Oh yeah, here's your subsidies. If anyone needs subsidies, it's Anthony Pratt. He's only got $8 billion sitting in his kid. Apparently his sisters are also billionaires. Look, coincidentally, I'm sure it's got nothing to do with that. Pratt's donated $4 million at not just the last election, but the one before, maybe more in the last one. Apparently half of it went to Labor, so $2 million to Liberals, $2 million to Labor. Just a very recent scam they've concocted. Look at Channel 9 are fully complicit, actually reading out, instead of questioning him, well, how are they going to transfer the power? They just put up the graphic. They put these stories up to get our implied consent. All right. I've got another video up I'm going to put up pretty well straight away along the same lines from the same news bulletin. All right, that's it for this one.